Welcome to Rebranding Menopause. I'm Ingrid Dodd, and I'm here with my co-host, Dina Persico.
Proud day for me to have Sybil Tomlin here.
Oh, thank you
Really
so
proud.
much. Thank you.
Personally, professionally, and why is Sybil here with us? The most important things that you need to know about Sybil is she is a superhuman being. She is at the top of the education space in aesthetics and anti-aging and wellness, because everything you've done to this point today with the brand that you're with, which is DMK International, really focuses on overall wellness, is the key to the exterior beauty of your skin and optimal aging and appearance and visibility of what your skin appears to look like, right?
Absolutely.
And Sybil she's been there. She's one of us. Sybil was a single mom. I met her many, many years ago. We won't say how many because it's going back a decade or two.
Too many.
As a student who was a single mom, bettering her life, her son's life. And I knew from day one, as well as my administration, my team, that she was going to go on to something really big and special as a lifelong career. And so most women know hydrofacial. It's really
Absolutely.
A very well-known household name and brand. And Cybil was an integral part of the success of hydrofacial. It was the #1 technology-based treatment that launched in anti-aging and aesthetics during my career, which is well over 30 years.
Yeah, that is incredible.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the hydrofacial is like the holy grail.
Yeah, so
right? Of facials?
Yeah, so Sybil was really at the forefront of lasers,
So the
technology.
J-Lo glow, the olive oil is out. It's the hydrofacial.
It's
beyond that. It's beyond
it's a little beyond that.
But it's full body wellness, and that is something that hydrofacial does encompass, and something that throughout my career with any skincare brand that I've been with is something that I make sure is their focus.
Right.
Yeah, but wait, I'm not done. I have one more thing to say.
okay.
Hang on.
Okay, hold on.
So we didn't know that our sons went to high school.
That's right.
Were they in middle school together too?
They were.
Middle and high school. We found out much later on when they were both much older. And but we were already friends, so
Right.
it just was like another nice piece to our story. But when I go to Washington and I go to Capitol Hill to advocate for women having access to programs, career paths that will better their life, wellness, right? Again, Sybil and I walk the halls of Capitol Hill together, and we tell our story.
Sybil, that's amazing.
And I don't know that I've done that with any other graduates.
Thank you.
Some of my team members maybe, but she's taken special time out of her schedule. She educates in Washington. She's got schools all over the country and estheticians that she speaks to. But she works for a company that's very avant-garde in their approach, and I'm going to let you take it from here. We're going to ask you some great questions, and
Awesome.
thank you for being with us.
Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for having me. I'm very excited to be here to share a little bit about how menopause affects the skin and what we're doing as estheticians now to be able to help you address that.
So let me ask you, when did this, I know menopause is having a moment right now, but
Sure is. And thankfully, and to women like you for putting it in the forefront and in people's faces. So yeah, we know what's going on.
yeah,
We
but
don't know
when-
about anything about putting anything in front of people's faces.
Yeah, you are. We're listening to the conversation, and we're becoming more comfortable in our own skin to talk about it when we hear you ladies talk about it with your guests. You know, when we go through the changes and evolutions as as women, right? You started when you were in, I don't know, I guess it's elementary to middle school. Your parents signed the paper for you
the
to have,
movie?
yes, to watch the movie
Right,
about
right,
the
right. The
changes that are
health,
happening through your body through puberty. Okay, great. So we're prepared for that. But nobody tells you anything past that as a woman, that all of those hormonal changes that are happening and then happen again. And the body changes, you know, odors change
Right.
all over the body, skin changes, how we perceive ourselves and the world, all of that changes.
Right,
And
you're so
we don't
right.
talk about that.
Like we had mentioned before, you get a book called "Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret," when you're
Right.
13.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Exactly.
then if you decide to get pregnant, you get a book that tells you basically every day what's happening to the child.
That's for
inside
sure,
of you,
right? Now we even have the apps that are,
Right.
Yeah.
we're going from a side of a peanut to an avocado,
Exactly.
the whole thing, right?
And then as soon as after that stage, you're on your own. You kick to the curb. But now, thank God, we do have, people like you, people like Dina, who are fighting and who are advocates and educating, because education is power, right?
And
so that's
Cybil
the key.
understands the difference in ethnicity plays a role.
It's a big one.
Absolutely. When you're going through menopause, the different reactions, the things that we go through, how long we're in menopause. So we've had that conversation.
Sure.
And also
Certain
speaking-
ethnicities are going
So
through it
let's
much
talk
longer,
about that.
And
menopause much
ethnicities.
longer, and not even knowing what's happening and accepting it as just a part of life, or this is just what happens.
The
And it doesn't-
suffering is just what happens when it doesn't have to.
to be that way.
Right.
And many times now we're seeing, yes, there are ethnicities, like certain brown ethnicities, Hispanics, African Americans that go through perimenopause a lot longer.
Right, for up to 10 years.
Exactly. That's a
crazy.
long time.
That's a long time to be uncomfortable.
And especially when most of us now are just getting going with our careers and finishing schooling.
Yeah, timing.
And, right, PhDs and things like that. And that's the time when it happens, the time where you finally figure everything else out in your
Right,
life.
and you're
is
so
the time
confident.
where, exactly.
And you're so educated.
is the time where things start to get flipped upside down. You're working your career. Maybe you're writing a book. Maybe you have a podcast. You have your children and your spouses, your partners, and you're doing all of the things. And this is the time where, like I said, you think you have it figured out.
Right.
And then in a blink of an eye,
Right.
now you're not sleeping. Now
you're a bitch
you
because
need
you're
your rest.
tired.
Doing all those
anxiety that
things.
you've never had before. You're not even sure why, because everything is going the way that it should.
Right.
Right.
So it's unexplained anxiety. You're just like, why am I feeling
exactly?
like this?
And
I shouldn't be.
No one talks about that. And so I think it's, again, important that we are doing the advocacy work
Yeah.
and we're speaking about it. But then in different avenues, and as medicine now is finally catching up, aesthetics is catching up with that too. And I'm glad that DMK is riding the wave with that. And we're educating not only our clients that are coming to us for help with their skin or to maintain wellness within the skin, but we're educating the esthetician on what to recognize and how to treat menopausal skin properly.
Right.
And
That
don't
is
forget,
so important.
Do you know that
Oh my
at DMK
gosh.
International they have doctors on staff? They have. I won't try to say the doctor's last name.
Sure, Dr. Jay Laconde.
Jay Laconde,
Laconde.
who is a wealth of knowledge, and so wherever they're providing education, the doctors are there and they're accessible. So that's a unique point of difference
Right.
for your organization. You don't see that with most aesthetic brands.
You don't. And we're very education focused. And we do have our direct line, right, to Danae, our founder, who is a botanical chemist and has been in the industry for over 45 years. We're in 35 different countries around the world.
How much would he love Ingrid?
Excuse me.
God, he would
would
eat
eat
her
her
up. He would eat her up. He would love on you like nobody's
Oh my
business.
gosh.
Oh, yeah. He would love to be in your presence.
Oh my gosh.
He's fabulous.
Yeah, he is. He
He
is.
told me I look like an anchor woman from California. You look like one of those news ladies. I said, I think that's a compliment. I'll take it.
Yeah,
He's great.
he is great. And he's great at seeing, much like you, Dana, seeing something good in someone that they don't even know is in them and pulling that
my
out.
gosh.
And that starts at the top with DMK and filters down through us and how we empower our estheticians.
Wow.
And then how estheticians empower their clients that are on that table.
It's a trickle-down effect,
It's a
right?
trickle-down effect. And many times estheticians, we're licensed, and in the scope of our practice, we can work topically on the skin, but we're often people's therapists and best
Exactly.
friends too.
Yeah.
Our clients are telling us a lot when they're on the table, and we need to empathize. We need to be able to say, I get it. I've heard of that. I understand that, again, that mind, gut, body connection, and we can treat you holistically with everything that's going on.
Gosh, how did I not meet you before?
Emotions show a lot in your skin.
They do.
And your hormones affect your emotions. There's that psychosomatic part of menopause that goes on. And no, it's not just in your head that you're cranky.
Preach.
Right. Wow.
You know, it's not just the 5 out of 10 times, Ingrid. You know?
Exactly. It's so true.
It really is. All of that, all those hormonal cascades and everything that's going on in the body leads to a wellness state of mind too, where I'm feeling out of it. I'm not feeling myself. I don't like the changes that I'm going on or seeing with my body, not even knowing where they're coming from.
Right.
And a lot of times you can put in all of the work, but because of the changes that are happening internally, you don't see that work, right? And so what happens when we're working and we're doing all the things and we're not seeing any reward or light at the end of the tunnel?
Right.
You get depressed about it, and then you start to change and do things that are not healthy habits.
Right.
So we want to just bring awareness that you're feeling the way you are. It's okay. Many times it's normal. There's help out there, and we can help you help yourself.
So let me ask you this. Where are your products sold? Because in my head, I'm thinking, I always think of like some kind of a business, but in a way to help people, because I feel like menopausal women are the smartest they've ever been, the most confident they've ever been. They have the most disposable income, I think. And maybe there should be like a menopausal skincare spa where people just specialize in an older skin type.
So maybe that's a conversation we have with some of the new venues that are opening for women. Maybe right here in Rockville Center.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know
I
what
just
I'm
feel
saying?
like that
Yeah,
would be...
so we can, it's true though, we
Yeah.
can treat they're talking about being able to one-stop shop and treat
Exactly.
everything under the same building.
Right.
Well, let's treat skin at another level too.
Right, because I don't care what anyone says. This is just my opinion. When my skin is off, when my pores look big, when I don't feel... Your skin is a reflection of the inside of your body. It's just, it just is, as far as I'm concerned. And when you feel happy and your skincare regimen is going on, you're drinking enough water, it just looks great.
Right.
It looks a
Absolutely.
lot better, right?
The skin is a roadmap for us to see what is going on in the body.
right.
It absolutely is. And at DMK, the estheticians there are now being taught how to work with menopausal skin. So you can go to any DMK clinic. We have a clinic locator right online, and find a clinic that is certified in menopausal skin,
Oh, that's
which is age
amazing. I
management.
love that.
Which
right?
is, so
it's
they're
all age
already
management.
addressing
Right, but
it
it's
by
not really.
But it's a certification.
It's a different certification, because
It's-
some,
no, it
some
is- it
people
is
will
different.
say
But
age
it's-
management, but they're not
No,
really.
this is an advanced certification. So they're very particular about who the advanced education from DMK is offered to.
Yes.
So you have to have
Many of them are invite only.
Right.
We're very
Like
education
Chanel.
based.
I love it.
Yeah. And so our estheticians have different levels of education. Many times it's 2-day in-person boot camps or master classes online with professionals that specialize in that topic that we are certifying these
Right.
estheticians in.
Right.
And the latest endeavor has been
in February. Menopause.
has been menopause.
Wow, that's incredible. I love it.
They're
And so are
groundbreaking.
you the person that leads that discussion, or do you help lead that discussion? Or tell
It
me
was
what-
collaborative effort, corporate-wise, to put the program together. And some amazing educators worked on this, including Dr. Lakande, who is Eastern, Western, and Ayurvedic medicine. He is our chief scientific officer, who is just an amazing wealth of knowledge and loves to educate. So it started with collaboration in the office with some very strong women. And many of us are at that stage now. We're
Right.
perimenopause and moving forward, and saying we need to change what we're doing.
Right.
We need to look at it differently, and we need to look at it from a full wellness perspective. That, again, that mind connection to the body. And so we worked on things like intention cards. DMK even has a Spotify channel now where we have guided meditation and sound
Oh
healing
my God, I love you.
to be
I
played,
love
yeah,
this. This is
during
amazing.
talking about breathing, just to calm and relax yourself so that the body can be in a state of calm to rebuild itself.
Yeah.
We can give it all of the tools topically, we can give it the tools through food and supplements and things like that. But if we can't get out of our own heads and relax and give the body the space to
needs.
rebuild,
The space that it needs.
exactly.
Right. What are you
Our
doing?
circadian rhythms are all screwed up because of that 2:30 wake up every morning. I'm doing it now, waking up with anxiety at 2 a.m. and the sweats and not
Of course.
understanding
Is it-
how to.
Is
Yeah,
it
exactly.
like we
How do
say?
I-
Is it the spirits? Is it the ghosts, or is it menopause?
Oh, it's absolutely menopause.
What Sybil just said.
I don't know,
It's
in my
2:30,
house.
she wakes up feeling anxious. She gets a little bit back to sleep, and then 4 a.m. you're up having a hot flash.
Absolutely.
What kind of sleep of that? That's not sleep.
No, and you're breaking your
that's
circadian
disruption.
rhythms when the body is trying
needs,
to,
right.
you know,
And heal
heal
itself.
itself.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm thinking? Because I do a lot of work with different corporations, like, you know, as far as like team building events. This would be something incredible to pitch as a team building event.
Absolutely.
For big corporations that have a lot of women that
Right.
are over 40.
Sure.
And then also, you know, explaining menopause to their HR department and to their entire department. Just like you would explain to someone, oh, someone's going on you know, paternity leave or maternity leave.
Sure.
This needs to be spoken about.
I would love for someone to throw me a shower in the office.
Right.
A real shower with cold water.
I would love for someone to throw me an ice pack.
Or throw me in the shower.
Actually, at
having a
DMK,
hot
we
flash.
do have these cold packs that we use. We a cold and hot packs. So hot packs, they're for the client for a specific
Right.
treatment. But
But
I
they
always tell
wrap
the
around your
SDs, yes.
shoulder,
So when we're doing all of the things in the
Yeah.
treatment room to relax our shoulders, you know, back period is a thing,
Yeah.
right? And the cramps,
Yeah.
use the hot. But now I'm thinking I need to use that cold
We
pack
had
a little
to
more.
use, so the other day
often.
we had a young lady pass out on campus. Oh, no. And guess what we grabbed? The DMK,
The green ones? You
green
did.
cold pack for the
Love it.
shoulder. You know when you go on a plane and you buy the pillow
Right.
for the headrest? That's it pretty much looks like that, right? Am I describing
That's
it the
right.
right
Yeah,
way?
no, that's right.
And it helped because she was very, very hot, young girl, so it wasn't a hot flash. And I was just sitting with her, and we were able to really feel her temperature just really regulate. And it wasn't too cold. So I don't know what they're made of, but they are the most incredible response item. If you ever, it was a first
Oh, I love
responder.
that.
It was good.
Yeah,
great.
many of the different products and protocols at DMK are made to be tailored to the individual at time of appointment. So we can have a treatment plan for you that says we're going to do all of these things and I want to see you every 2 weeks. But DMK estheticians are trained to reevaluate the skin at time of treatment and treat accordingly to what's going on that specific day.
Okay.
So we have a lot of treatments and a lot of products that are very multifaceted that we can use for a lot of different things,
And
even
they-
first responding.
But they work. So I said that I had used a product that Sybil had asked me to try. I didn't have my glasses, so I just opened up and I was like, oh, okay. So, you know, I'm assuming, I didn't realize it was a décolleté neck cream specific to that area of your body. I used it on my face. I had to send her a text. I said, my face feels great, I think. Kind of feels like it's on fire. It was actually so effective. And whatever the active ingredient was.
There's a thermogenic effect to it to
Yes.
stimulate blood flow.
Oh
so
my gosh.
we get good oxygen, which is the building blocks of your elastin and your collagen. For your fibroblasts are oxygen, vitamin C, and then proline, lysine, and glycine, which
Okay.
are all in different formulations in our products. And there's a thermogenic effect that actually opens up the blood vessels so that we can get that rich oxygenated blood. We can get all of the substrates that the skin needs.
Now, what if you have like rosacea? Like I have rosacea.
We still need healthy blood flow. We need to strengthen your vascularity in the skin so that your vessels don't break, so that you're not as reactive.
Right.
We're all about putting the body back into homeostasis, putting it back into balance. When
You're so smart.
Yeah, she
I want to
really
just
is.
sit here and stare at her.
Thank you.
While
It's like
she's
a doctor.
talking.
Yeah.
No, the body's a miraculous machine. It has all the tools that it needs to do what it's supposed to.
Right.
As we age, though, time, the environment, all of those things start to break down, right? We start to lose 1% of collagen starting at age 25. But then when we get to menopause, in the first 5 years, we can lose up to 30%.
Right.
That compounded on top of us losing 1% every year. Are you kidding me?
Right. It's too much.
Right.
It's too much.
Rosacea and dry
So,
skin.
we're-
Yeah, all
right,
the
as the
symptoms.
hormone cascades happen and progesterone goes up, we get a surge of oil. Then you get your adult onset acne again. So again,
Right.
you're going through all the things that you went through at puberty, you may start to go through again. Then as progesterone drops and your estrogen levels drop, now we're dry, we're thinned out. We're even more susceptible to traumas in the skin, so melasmas, pigment from minor breakouts, even if you don't touch the skin, any kind of trauma, we call it PIH, that starts to happen in the skin. So all of these things now
Right.
compounded because the body can't heal itself the way that it should. So we're all about pressing that reset button and getting back to your best genetic potential.
So how long does it typically take for someone that's using your products to see a difference? Does it come
After the first treatment, you will see a difference. We recommend 2 back-to-back, a week apart, 2 weeks tops. And then depending on what condition it is that we're trying to treat, because we're so specialized and individualized, it can be you going to see the esthetician every 2 weeks, every week in the beginning if you have a big event or something we're trying to heal in a short amount of time. So I equate it to traveling. We can take the direct flight or we can have layovers.
Right.
We can take the train, we can drive in the car and stop along the way. It's what's your client's bandwidth? What can they handle?
Now,
what's their time constraints?
How does it work with lasers?
It works very well with lasers because in order for lasers to work within the skin, there needs to be certain substrates, certain conditions. Good free water levels in the skin is huge. We need good free water levels just to sustain life in the skin. And as we go through menopause, all of that starts to deplete.
So let me ask you, before you get a facial or a laser treatment, should you be drinking a lot of water?
I mean, you should anyway.
Just for
saying,
good functionality.
Increased amount.
Increased
It
amount,
can't
I don't
hurt.
know.
It can't hurt, and it's all about not just about the free water levels, but how does the skin itself maintain them, right? The skin is the largest organ. It's the most dynamic. It's changing all the time, day by day, minute by minute. So what we take in goes to our other vital organs before it even gets to the skin, which is why we have to topically supplement with the creams and lotions and potions and all the things that we use in our industry.
Right.
But in order for them to actually work, they need to be biomimetic. They need to be something that the body can actually recognize and use. Molecule size is huge. There's so many times that we're taught that, especially with our food, that if the labels are the same ingredients, same orders, that it's equal. Okay, so why does Hellmann's mayonnaise taste better than Stop and Shop brand?
Right.
It's not the extra love. Maybe they stirred it 2 more times. I don't know, right? Molecule size is important.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Is it bioavailable? Can the body actually use it? You can't see all of that from a label on a bottle.
And isn't there some type of, sequence to the way you put things on your skin?
Yes.
Like
molecular
this
weight,
first, the
yes.
second, this
Molecular
third.
weight matters. So a lot of times we think it's just by weight of the actual product, but it's by molecular weight of that product.
Right,
so
how
you would
deep
really
it's
exactly
sinking into your skin.
and where it's penetrating into the skin. Does it need to bind to a cell receptor site? That's a whole nother conversation.
Wait a second.
Right?
Does someone have a receptor site for dummies on set?
Estrogen actually is responsible for a lot of things with receptor sites in your whole body, including the skin. Right? So as soon as that estrogen starts to drop low, that's when the machine starts to slow down and certain cells see that this part of the cell isn't communicating properly. It's not doing its job. And if your friend on the assembly line isn't doing their job, well, then why should I do mine? Right. And then the whole process starts to break down.
Everyone just stops working.
Exactly.
It turns into
so sometimes, right, exactly. Sometimes the skin needs a gentle nudge to remind itself to get back to factory settings. Sometimes it's a big shake that it needs. But even if we do those big shakes, if the skin doesn't have the building blocks it needs to rebuild itself properly, no matter what we're doing, laser, even plastic surgery, anything, it's only going to work as good as the tissue that we're working with.
And Cybil, it's as you're talking, I hear everything you're saying, and I think about communities, and I think of communities of people, and then I think about physical communities, wherever you live, wherever your home is, whoever your neighborhood is next to you, on the other side of wherever you live, like on the island, we have communities that are pretty close, but yet they seem pretty far. One's on the south, one's on the north. So I always think about access for women, right? We're advocating all the time for access for information. There are women in communities, underserved minorities communities, that don't have this information, that don't have access. And we made a commitment to each other. I think it was 4 years ago that we started walking those halls.
Yes, we did.
That was an important message for us, that nobody gets left out. And that's how it should be, because you're speaking. I mean, I know Ingrid's blown away by you because she's like, I'm used to how your brain thinks.
Sure.
But I think the message, and it goes back to the meeting we had yesterday with Denise, the message is about who's the community and can we broaden that community, because some women with discretionary income may not be the same women in the community next door that have it. Absolutely. So we have to find a way to equalize the conversation, the antidotes, the treatments, so that everyone has access to what they need, because all women are going through this. It doesn't matter. We're a multi-diverse culture here on Long Island, in New York. We have to think about that, and that's very important, I know, to all of us.
Yes, absolutely.
So, you bring so much to that, Sybil. You were you go to Portugal. She's in Europe a lot. So she has access to so many different types of women, and I know it always makes your brain
always makes the brain go.
Into
but
overdrive.
I'm so proud of the women that are attracted to the DMK brand because they're all about that community. They're one of the very few skincare companies that I've worked for where estheticians are not in competition with each other directly. Healthy competition, you know, is fun, but they are willing to share what they're doing in the treatment room and the results they're getting with the esthetician right down the block, which is not something you see everywhere. We like that community. We like that family aspect, and we like that these women and men from all over want the information because they want to bring it back to their communities. Right. Many of them are doing things within their community, a lot of outreach on all sorts of different levels with their business. And that's what I love about these business owners is that they're all about the education, the advocacy.
It makes their
the
community grow.
Exactly.
Once they bring it back.
It's all, but let's face it, guys. It's most of the time it's about the price of the product. Come on.
Sure.
And a lot of times the price of the product is
cost prohibitive.
If it's really great and if it's natural and if it's sourced from a great place, it's expensive.
Right. So we talk about TikTok
rightfully
a lot.
so. I mean,
sure, yeah, absolutely.
But if you take the time, there's a couple of influencers. One of my favorite, I won't say who it is because she's actually stepping away from TikTok right now because she's catching a lot of heat from the bigger brands, the top 5 global brands, because she's looking at ingredients. She's giving you the dupe of what you can go to Walmart, to Amazon, to CVS and buy that's on the shelf for $4.99.
So she's like Bethany with the bags.
Yeah, she's just more scientific. She's actually, she's so unique. She really has a biochemistry mindset. She's not a chemist. She was a tattoo artist, but was so ingrained in, I have to fix this because it comes down to discretionary money and access to.
But why would she care then if the bigger brands are?
Because they're threatening her with lawsuits. You know, like and she's she's a real person. She's not a business.
So she's saying
so my point being is that, you can find the information to try to get results for what you need. If you had seen about that expensive product, take the ingredients and sit down and become your own advocate. We keep saying that. Read what they really are. You know those ingredients. You can't even pronounce half the names, right? Right. So take the time and you might be able to find it.
Sure, absolutely. You can absolutely find it. And just not all estheticians are charging $800 an hour either, right? So just go. A lot of them do free consultations. Talk about what your issue is, and they'll give you tools outside of, first of all, they'll talk about, again, what's your bandwidth, time, money, how many products can you put on your face? Like, it's not for everybody, the 32 product regimen either, right? They'll be able to give you tools and ingredients and things that you can get in your food that you're eating. Right?
Wow,
put a little extra turmeric on your avocado toast, things like that. There's
Well,
there's
a lot
lots
of times
of
if you have
different
a good
ways.
dermatologist, the really good dermatologist, they know some of the dupes as well.
And one that gets it and that understands the marriage of the two,
right?
For sure. And that's one of the things that I do like about where I am now is it's to me the perfect marriage of your science and your botanicals.
Right.
So, and there's also a thing to be said about clean beauty. Everything is a chemical compound at some point, even the air that we breathe, right?
Even water.
Right.
It's on the table of elements.
Yeah. So you have to be careful about that too, because you can get duped into using things that are just sitting topically on the skin that aren't signaling and aren't doing anything within the body.
Water creams are like,
this is my
there is a such thing as, drinking too much water without having a balance of electrolytes. Balance is key.
My Retin-A is my go-to.
Yeah. Okay, so you can get
Vitamin
the benefits.
A, yep.
So if I was to tell you to go to, you ready?
Yeah.
Get out your notepad. Adapalene. Adapalene is available in Walmart, Amazon, in the drugstore, on the
Would
shelf.
you go and buy something for your face at Walmart?
Why not?
Why not?
Oh, the best thing in life is to be able to have a balance of what you're maybe spending on, and then the things that you're not spending but are just as good. So adapalene.
Adapalene is the same thing?
It is very good for wrinkle reduction and for acne.
Can you bathe
Look
in
up.
it?
You can, well,
Do
you
they
know
sell
why?
it by the barrel?
If you buy it at Walmart, you can, because you could buy enough of it.
Wow.
So these are some of the things that I think, we're cognizant of, that great products, great results. You're going through menopause, you have so many things on your mind. Cost is an issue. It
Right.
could be cost prohibitive. So maybe we're going to talk a little bit more about things like adapalene, because there's a lot more of them.
Yeah.
Sure. And then
That's interesting.
like most people don't even know, if you're using a vitamin A, there's lots of different types of vitamin A out
Right.
there. They all convert differently. Again, back to the whole cell receptor site story. But certain vitamins need other minerals in order to work properly, right? So vitamin A actually needs beta carotene in the skin to work.
So that's what I do. I'll put this on first, and then I'll put a natural vitamin C over my skin.
Right.
Which
Which
is
you
what-
need vitamin C.
You need-
brightening.
right.
It's
Right, which is
so
what,
incredible. It's
It's
one
your
of my
next
favorite
line
products.
of defense after your SPF.
Yeah.
And we need it to make collagen and a whole lot of other
All
functionalities.
right, so
in
now
the
I'm
skin.
really going to throw you for a loop. Are you ready?
Okay, here we go.
Is she ready for this?
I don't know what she got over there.
So, if you use estradiol cream on your vagina, they say that it thickens the skin.
Sure.
Some people now, some crazy people, are using
They're
it.
not so crazy.
There's
I'm one of them, I know.
Scientists.
There's a science to
They're
everything.
Beauty enthusiasts.
Beauty
Yeah.
enthusiasts are using it a little bit on their face.
Great results.
Yeah.
According to TikTok.
That's what they say. I haven't tried it yet.
I haven't tried it either.
I'm still making estrogen, so I don't need to supplement with the patches yet or pills or anything with my estrogen just yet. But there is
You have
something to
beautiful
be said.
skin, by the
Thank
way.
you very much. My genetic potential
you're
is
gonna-
very
you know
good,
you're
and
gonna
I've been in
see her,
skincare
Ingrid.
since I was 5.
Oh wow!
Ingrid, you're gonna get a beautiful treatment. So I think, when do you have a need for a model soon over over on our campus?
Yes, the end
I
of
would love
March.
The end of March, we're going to book you.
Absolutely.
She'll be with us for 2 days, and
Oh wow, that's
yeah,
amazing.
she'd love to work on your skin.
Yeah.
That would be great. And so you're an esthetician.
I am a licensed esthetician in the state of New York.
So much more.
Wow.
Ah,
So that's
thanks.
really amazing too. That you're not only
She's like a
an edu-
doctor.
yeah,
She's such
so
an
smart.
educator.
You're so
Yeah.
smart.
Thanks.
So really, how long have you been? Like right after you went to Dana's school, you started.
Yeah, I was very, very lucky to work with a leading dermatologist in our area. I'm going to mention her if that's
Yeah.
okay. Because I credit a lot of fabulous women helping me to get to where I am today. Dana being one that I consider a friend but and a mentor. And Dr. Marina Pareto was
Hi,
instrumental.
Hi,
She
Dr.
was the one that
Pareto.
gave me my shot.
No
And that
way.
taught me a lot about
I adore
dermatology,
her.
the skin, and the business
Darling.
of health and wellness. Yeah.
Darling.
Yeah, absolutely.
She used to call me her little crackhead. I'd be like, "Can you just put 2 more over here, 2 more Botox?"
How about
okay, my
how
little
she walks
crackhead.
around her office? She glides.
Yes.
She has this
A
right?
beautiful
Yeah.
The
heart, beautiful
epitome
personality.
of
Yeah.
a
Grace,
just
natural
a
beauty.
exactly of a woman, and
Look what she looks like.
I
She's
went to
stunning.
school when her children
Like
were little,
a
like
Sophia
now
Loren.
just so much.
son is,
Yes,
yes,
Dr.
a
Andrew
plastic
Pareto, absolutely,
plastic
plastic
surgeon.
Reminds me of
surgeon.
Sophia Loren.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
just.
she's got that
That grace and elegance about her.
je ne sais quoi about
She
her.
loves
for
her
sure.
family. I can't
She
say
does.
enough good
And
things
she
about her.
loves
daughter.
educating people too. And those are the type of women that I love being around, that like to empower other women.
Yeah.
I don't need to take off my crown. I can wear mine and straighten out yours, and we can all keep on going, right?
I love that.
Let's bring everyone up and everyone to a level where they feel whatever success is to them, that they feel that they've achieved that. And whatever beauty is to you, we want to help you to achieve that through whatever we need to do. And it's a personal preference whether I decide to do Botox or lasers, or that's all very personal.
Right.
And should be a decision that isn't influenced by anybody else other than what you want to do to feel good about you.
Right.
And no one should ever shame anyone else
Especially
for doing
during this,
anything.
we could call it like
hard.
It's almost
It's
like
hard.
I just thought, I don't know why, I just thought in my head, there's times where you send people a card that says thinking of you if someone's passed, right? This difficult time. Menopause is a difficult time if you don't have the right support around you.
Right.
Think
For
about
sure.
it like that. For
I
a
can't
minute.
imagine not
Absolutely.
having my girlfriends or not having my mom, even though she was not, an advocate of hormone replacement therapy. My mother is an esthetician as well.
Okay.
She went back to school when she was 42 and I was 22. We're like 19 years apart. But she absolutely loves what she does, and her skin is beautiful.
It really is.
And she's never done Botox. She's just always so conscious about her sunscreen and just doing nice things for herself
Right.
to make herself feel good. And she's always done that for me. I mean,
what
even
it's
when I
always
had
about.
my kids, she was there with, the pampering oil on my legs and my feet. And she was the first one after I gave birth to both of my kids that was like, let's go. We need new outfits. We need to do your hair.
My mom
you need
was
to
the
blow
same
out. You
way.
need your skin.
Same way.
You need a facial. And sometimes, when you're in that situation where you're like, oh, look at me. I never looked like this.
Right.
I'm, 30, 40 pounds overweight. And you have the savior that walks in the door.
Right.
That's right.
know,
That's like
she's-
get up
she's
and get
saving
dressed
me.
every day, put
You're
your lipstick
nursing.
back
Right.
on. Yeah, do the things that you do.
Yeah.
Don't stray from who you really are
Exactly.
at the core. Just because you're
And-
taking care of somebody else.
And it's I believe that when you look beautiful, you feel beautiful.
Absolutely.
I don't mean it to sound like a shallow thing.
No,
but
no,
I really
no,
I don't
no.
think. I think
No.
most women understand that because
Yeah.
we experienced it, right?
Again, and beauty is different to everybody, right? So, yes, when you feel that you look good, you feel better.
Yeah.
When you feel better, there's more positive hormonal cascades that happen.
Yes.
And that allow, yeah,
Serotonin,
exactly.
yes.
That allow for the good things in the body, for the cortisol levels to lower in the
lower
body.
themselves, right.
So we don't have inflammation that are causing these lines and wrinkles and this drooping and falling
Right.
in the skin. Right? And we're not just talking about face, total body wellness.
Yeah.
The skin on your décolleté, the skin on your legs, everywhere. Another thing that happens when we go through menopause, when the estrogen levels start to drop, is the skin on the body changes.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So then we've got wrinkling
Like
now
the
over
skin on my
knees and
knees. Oh.
exactly.
The skin on my knees really kills. It
So
hurts.
it's not
It
just
hurts
it's
on
not just about the
inside.
Really?
face.
It
It's
hurts.
not just
I wonder
about
if you
the
could get
face.
anything injected.
In my knees.
You're saying you feel like you have like sagging or
I
crepey?
have like crepey knees. Look.
DMK,
Well,
we've
Dr.
got
Pareto.
you.
Or-
Call Dr.
or-
Pareto. There's a couple of spas that are willing to help out.
Really? Okay. I'm gonna have to find those spas.
She'll help you. She knows them all.
We even have a little contest for our viewers.
Oh, really?
You'll talk
Yeah.
about separately. Charismatic Day Spa in Port Jeff and in Bayport. They are going to give a free DMK enzyme treatment.
No way.
so
Yes,
Oh my
and Main and
gosh.
Medi, who's a partner with them in Port Jeff, is willing to give a scalp treatment because
Oh my
scalp is skin too.
gosh.
Right.
Scalp is skin
treatments
too.
are incredible.
That's right, and an IV cocktail.
Oh my gosh, that's
yes,
amazing.
to help to boost up your metabolism and all the things that again just start to deteriorate and fall off schedule. We're all about getting everything back into balance.
Right.
Back into balance.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah. And
So
you're
will this be
serious
like a
about
giveaway?
it.
Yes.
Is this serious?
Yes, this is real.
Oh my gosh.
Surprise, surprise, viewers.
Yay.
And that's separate from the February invite that you got. So
Oh, awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
March. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It
March
weren't
invite.
February.
That's
Tomorrow's
total.
March
That's
1st.
total
Okay.
separate.
Yeah.
That's separate.
Oh, I love that. This is great. Thank you so much.
I'm
Oh,
so
thank
happy you came.
I'm so happy to share
Can
anytime.
we just talk? I know we have to wrap up, but I just want to talk about one other thing.
Sure.
Tell me about different lasers when you're in menopause. What could be good and what could be a little detrimental? In your
The
opinion.
biggest thing that's detrimental is going to someone who doesn't know what they're doing.
Right.
So make sure that you're going to a licensed professional. Ask to see some of their before and afters and talk to them about what they're doing.
Right.
Also, if they're not talking to you about what they want you to do ahead of time and aftercare to care for the skin, that's like a red flag for me.
Right.
Because there's no one magic modality, there's not one magic treatment, not one magic cream that is going to remedy the skin.
Right.
It's a combination of things. So I don't necessarily think that one is better than other. I think that it's all about treatment plan that you come up with your licensed professional to
think
help
that is
with.
just the key
Yeah.
because so many people go into these spas and they're one and done, and they're like, oh, my skin doesn't look any better. Your skin took how many years to get like
there.
that?
Right.
And now
Exactly.
it's just like, are you going to go to the gym and think you're going to come out ripped? That's not happening.
It's not
It's
happening.
the same
It's-
analogy.
And it
Exactly,
might not
to
be the
work
right
out for your
modality.
skin.
You might need to try something else and have a better result.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know,
Like I
nothing's
feel some of the
guaranteed.
RF lasers, I feel like some of them you can lose a little bit of fat. And as a menopausal woman, sometimes that's not great for your skin.
No, you don't want to lose those fat pads.
No, you want to keep them plump.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, no matter what we do, we can do our injectables, we can do these lasers, but if the skin doesn't have the basic building blocks and isn't in peak condition to receive the
Receive it,
benefits of
right.
it, it's all for naught anyway. We're just on that hamster wheel.
Right, so you're talking
Over and over again.
exfoliation, you're taking your collagen,
lot.
drinking water.
Exactly. All of the
Hydration.
vitamins
Vitamin
and
D,
minerals,
your
folate,
biotin,
yeah, exactly. Folate,
Hyaluronic acid
D,
is so
C,
important,
hyaluronic
yeah,
acid,
for moisture.
supplementing and teaching your body again how to hold on and make its own.
If
We
you
have
could
all these
choose-
tools in our body.
If you could choose 2 topicals,
Oh, that's a tough.
okay,
Easy
3
for me.
topicals,
I'll go with
and,
2.
and 3 vitamins
Okay, okay.
or food that is so great for your skin during menopause, what would it be?
Omega, very important. Vitamin D, extremely important. D3, I believe. For my skin, it would be a retinol because you know you can put it all over your body.
Right.
I absolutely am obsessed with vitamin C, and it has to be really good vitamin C. It
In
has
the
to
dark
be a
jar.
There are
concentrated-
different type,
Yeah,
right?
like
Just
a-
like there are
a
different types of
cosmetic
vitamin A,
really
there's different
yellow
types
and-
of
that
vitamin
you would
C.
get from a doctor's office that you
Right.
wouldn't. I'm not just saying that the over-the-counter, the OTC brands aren't as good.
I love my Meadow and Bark.
Okay.
Vitamin C is
Love
incredible.
it. And
Love
then Isdin has an incredible an eye treatment that I just started using yesterday that I don't know the name, but I can tell you, I will show it to you. I have it with me. And when I put it on, again, efficacious. I feel it working and I see a difference. I see the smoothness once the product has kind of,
Sunk into
dried
your
down,
skin.
right?
Right.
Yeah, so that's my list.
Those are your
Yeah.
top. What about you?
It's so hard.
Yeah.
I'm such a junkie, and I've been that way forever.
I know, me too.
I mean, I've been so blessed because my mom started out in skincare, so I just kind of I always had the good
That's
stuff.
why you don't have a mark
The
or a
good
wrinkle.
stuff.
What did
But
you
I've
give me for
always-
Christmas, by the way? She put in my office and ran. What brand is that?
The Nira skincare for the body.
The oil, because I like
Yeah,
Ostay, and what I like about the Nara is that it's a little bit lighter, but I get the same result. 'Cause
And
the
for
Ostay's
me,
a
like
little heavy.
it's all about that whole what will bring me peace and balance, right?
Yeah.
And
You
it's
have to have
rituals.
the
Yeah.
And so it's that whole sensorial experience and a ritual, and the ritual of putting on your skincare
Yeah.
could be. So yes,
Oh, yeah.
I agree with the your essential fatty acids, your omegas, omega-3. Huge. How they're sourced is very important to me. I like my plant-based ones from like your
From where?
well, DMK has one, right? But it's your evening primrose, your sea buckthorn, and your vitamin E all in one.
Really?
Yes. So we're dealing with hormonal cascades.
What's the buckthorn? What's that?
Yeah, sea buckthorn. That's where our omegas come from instead of fish oil. So it comes
Can
from a
you
plant.
link that for us?
Absolutely.
We can put that in this episode.
Plant-based, that the
we're
body
gonna
can
link
actually
that to the
use.
bottom
Okay.
of the episode.
Okay.
So yes, your omegas for sure. Vitamin D, absolutely. And I like folate. I like folate for the
Take
skin.
folate. Now I have to go buy folate.
I like folate for the skin.
I have some for you.
Then as far as products
maybe
like
March will get
topical.
it. DMK has a folate.
Yeah, so
yeah.
very good for just rejuvenation mechanisms within the skin.
Okay.
So wound healing, taking down inflammation. Well, inflammation is really the root of all evil in the skin.
Inflammation
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, it causes
so
everything.
many
Pigmentation, the degradation of your
Skin
collagen.
and health.
Degradation
Yeah.
of your, right, for cardiovascular health, all of it. So I like that. Vitamin D, absolutely. 'Cause it helps to boost your calcium levels. As calcium levels drop, skin can't repair itself either.
Okay.
Wah, wah, you know,
Oh my
sorry.
gosh.
All the things for us, right?
Yeah.
I love beta glucan topically.
I don't know about this.
Okay.
Yeah, and I
What is
love
beta glucan?
So I know. Oh, Ingrid, we'll have to have a whole separate class for
no,
you.
we have to have a whole separate
we do.
class. Yeah.
Just hydrating, rejuvenating in the skin. And I like things that have peptides that stimulate my own growth factors.
Okay.
Right.
I don't like external growth factors. Again, my body has it.
Right.
It just needs to be reminded. So I like things that stimulate my own growth
Osomes,
factors
what's
to work.
happening with the osomes? They're pretty new.
Oh, osomes, exosomes, all of
Yeah.
those things are new. I
Oh,
don't
you need
like
to come back.
I
This
know.
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't like injecting
Science
anything
class.
in. I don't like doing the invasive stuff with that because they're still not regulated by the FDA and all those
Right.
things. So I like things that are just going to trigger my own.
Right.
Okay.
So something like Stemzyme from DMK is something that stimulates your
product.
own stem cells, specifically epithelial, which is skin tissue. So we're not taking it from an external source or somewhere else in the body. We're focusing on skin stem cells
Right.
that are making your melanocytes that help to protect, but not over making melanin so that you're getting pigment.
Wow.
Making sure that our fibroblasts are made properly. So it's not that we're just making collagen, but where are we putting it and how is that collagen arranged within the skin? All those things
Oh,
matter.
wow. This is
Stay tuned.
really
Stay
deep.
tuned. There's
Smart.
more.
This is deep.
She's such a scientist.
Yeah.
I
you
geek out
really-
on this stuff for sure.
All right, so I'm going to link your top
Sure.
and your top in the
Great.
comments below.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Well, thank you so much for coming
Thank
on.
you
I
for
appreciate
having
Actually,
it.
wait. They have is iWeb.
Yes.
DMK has that's what I've been using. I tried the Isden yesterday.
Sure.
I would say that they are like neck and neck.
Yeah, so
iWeb is
iWeb gives you
What is
almost
iWeb?
iWeb is a treatment product for the eye area.
Okay.
For those who are seeing first signs of aging or advanced aging around the eye. But it gives an immediate cosmetic effect of lifting on the eye. It gives you like a web-like scaffolding to help to hold the eye taut and smooth.
And it really does
But
that.
cumulative over time helps to thicken the skin there, helping with the vascularity under the eye, helping with the skin to be able to expel its own toxins and wastes under the eye, so we don't see the
Wow.
fatigue. Yeah,
It's a great product.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Always
Danae
tell me how
created
bright
something
my eyes
very
are.
Yeah, they
special with
always look
iWeb.
so great.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
wow.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. So DMK is on its way for Ingrid, for
yes,
sure.
yeah. No, she's gonna get the works, the
And
royal
thank you
treatment.
to everyone at your team.
Thank you.
for really. They've created a different outlook and approach in skincare.
Yeah, we're very
appreciate it.
proud of the work that Danae has done over the years. I mean, he's even received presidential awards in other
Yes.
countries for just
Oh
how
my
he
gosh.
educates people to love themselves,
Yeah.
love who they are, and do what we can to stay healthy.
I think when there's any kind of heritage in a product and such a meaning behind it, people tend to gravitate to it a little bit more.
Right.
And then, especially when it's so great, then that's really so effective.
And you notice that you probably, when we told you about it, you said, "Oh, DMK, maybe I'm not familiar with it." It's not available at mass retail. It's
No,
not.
no online
Consumers can't
sales.
just buy it anywhere.
I was just going to say,
Yeah,
I
so-
never even heard of it.
Because it truly is so unique, and it has to be.
You need to go to a certified
Delivered,
DMK clinic
Well,
or
that's the
esthetician.
key, because they don't. This person probably doesn't want his product that
Right.
he is his baby in the hands of someone who's going to misuse
Right.
it or not.
Exactly. And
keep it fresh or-
we've got so many products. We really want to customize a routine for you. And that routine can change
and
as
that's
the
what
body and the skin
separates
changes.
Your brand,
Right.
because a manufacturer, their dream is to wind up with totally being distributed anywhere and everywhere, winding up on every shelf at every point of sale for a consumer. It's
true.
So when you find a brand that doesn't do that and they do the exact opposite, you know that there's a different level of credibility that they are standing behind, saying there's education that comes with this product.
You know what I'd love to do? A collaboration with all 13 optics locations with something like, not necessarily just education on that eye area.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
for sure.
absolutely.
Like even if it's a pop, do you ever do like a pop-up education of some kind?
Of course.
Oh, iWeb would
Yeah.
be like
Yeah.
a great place
We would
to
love
start.
to.
It's this big. Put it in your
It's
bag.
yeah, you can take that
It'll
little
fit in
tube
the
anywhere.
in the new optics,
Yes.
beautiful
Oh.
bag.
Optics is a luxury eyewear location that has boutiques from New York City to East Hampton, but the same thing. They carry Chanel, Lindbergh, and you can't carry those unless you're a certain type of retailer.
Right.
So,
So
yeah.
it's along the same lines.
Similar
That,
missions.
that education first, but they take their time
Yeah.
with their clients
Yes.
to find out what their clients' needs are,
What
what
their
their
why
lifestyle
is.
is like. Exactly.
Why do they need them? Do they need them for
Right.
reading or sports or vacation or
Right.
whatever? Yeah. It's a
I'm
lot.
thinking of something, but we'll talk about it when we go off air.
Okay.
Just based on what you said.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's it. But
Well,
this is
thank
not
you.
the end of you.
No,
thanks. Oh, no.
Rebranding Menopause.
Thank you.
There's so much more to her.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here and to share with you and all the viewers and everybody listening. That's my passion. Everybody should have this knowledge. Everybody should have it.
Yeah,
Everybody should.
exactly.
Sybil.
It's such a pleasure to talk to
Thank
you.
you.
Because you're so
Likewise.
smart, and I
Likewise.
love the subject. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that's a
you.
wrap. Please subscribe and like, and we'll see you next week.
Hey, New York. I'm Harvey, proud owner of Optics and veteran in the eyewear industry. Consider this. Why would someone have a closet full of shoes but only a few pair of glasses when eyewear is the only accessory that completely changes the way you look, feel, and the way you're perceived? At Optics, Cartier, Chanel, Dior, Lindbergh headline our extensive collection of luxury eyewear. Our opticians are trained to style and fit your face to ensure that when you leave Optics, your friends will be wondering where you shop.
Hi friends, this is Dana Persico from Long Island Nail, Skin and Hair Institute. The Institute is not only the premier venue for licensing and certification for beauty professionals in Long Island as well as New York State. You can receive beauty treatments specifically for anti-aging, facials, body treatments, laser hair removal, hydrofacial. Our senior students are working in the spa. They are happy to get any of our guests ready for this special event located in Bethpage, New York at 1055 Stewart Avenue.